What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy. You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed, everything that goes on that everybody talks about? But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Show. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna know who I am?
Hey, GG, what's up, Jerry?
My name is Chip Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit. I'm an actual signed artist on Atlantic Records for over 40 years. 40 years. And I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet. I am real. I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the one that's gonna show you where the paperwork lies. I'm not gonna show you some phony letterhead that vendors suing everybody when they're not suing people.
What's up, everybody? So I had to come on a little early because we have some really bad weather coming into town, and I'm afraid that I'll lose power. Even though I have a generator, you know, the internet will still go out. Slamming. Oh, look, 6 on quick. I never did a Sunday early. 3:30. Plus, I went to my dad's. I went to Sebastian yesterday. Sebastian Inlet, and hung out there for a little bit. And then on the way back, caught some of that weather. It might be from that storm out in the Gulf. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I can hear the thunder. So I said, I might be taking a chance. And then I looked, and I was like 100%. I was like, nah, let me go on a little early. Talk about, well, first of all, David Lee Roth canceled his tour. And so did John Bon Jovi. They both canceled. My personal opinion is Dave will come back just because he's a glutton for punishment. But John, I think John's done. His vocal cord with that surgery it's not the same. And again, some of these guys just cannot stay out of the limelight. They're obsessed with it because the one thing that I do know after touring and doing a lot of stuff, when I came home, I had to be normal again. I had to get into normal life. I had to kind of adjust, you know. And a lot of people just go back out on the road. Yeah, they both canceled. But a lot of people just go back out on the road because they're miserable at home. You know, they sit, well, I sit around all day. I mean, I can't complain. But it is a bad thing to do. Now, I have some medical things, or I'd be bicycling and all that kind of stuff as well. And I know it's going to pour. I can hear my sinuses already. So whenever the rain comes, I get really congested. I'm like a real weatherman. But yeah, those two. And then Jerry brought something up that was interesting too. I just saw the Rick Beato video. Where is he at, Jerry? Germany? Where he's doing a video out in the park. And it looks very similar to yours. I know you like doing the videos out in the park under like the cabanas and stuff, which is a cool idea. Because I do some videos in my backyard too, because I got a big outdoor kitchen, but sometimes I walk around. And it's fun, it's different. The only problem is the wind here. In Florida, I get those gusts. Um, and you know what? I thought about this. Hey, what's up, Stevie? I just came on early, because of the weather. I thought about this. I A lot of these guys get suckered into doing 3, 4, 5 videos a day, and they're pressured to do that. What's up, Mechanic Jams? Now, now I know Mechanic don't play the game either. I'm not monetized. I could give two shits about the money, but they get so suckered into it, and there's only so much you can do on news for music and gear that comes out. And what happens is they start watching other people's videos. Like Rick Graham stole the lick from me. No big deal. But you know, it is what it is. They're not going to tell you where they got it from or anything, and he's got a huge audience. But that that's some of the things that these bigger guys do. They surf the internet and look at smaller people's channels, and it reminds me of Giacomo Tora, the guy that got caught ripping off Jack Gardnier and faking the guitar. So he looked at Jack, and Jack had a small channel. And I've known Jack for years. He started on YouTube when I did. And so he stole his music, and he got caught. But that reminds me of some of the stuff that I see, like Rick going out in the park and doing a video like Jerry did. You know, and I do know, because here's the other thing about my channel. There are a lot of people that watch my channel. Now, there probably won't be now. I didn't even announce this. But I've had like Marshall Harrison on here, Craig Goldie, Jakey Lee's seen my channel. There's a lot of people that sit in the wings and watch. They don't comment all the time. And they watch. Because, you know, when you start driving a channel like this and it takes off, like even when I'm not doing videos, I get subscribers. And a lot of people want to hear the truth, you know? And it's one of these things that the truth will give you a lot of content. And all you got to do is look for it. You know what I mean? Like when I started these live streams, we talk about all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? It's fun because even though all of us love music, we all love other things too. And that's the great part, to share, you know, a little bit of your lives with, some of the stuff I do with my life. It's very interesting. Now, I can't talk about this, but I will say something happened today with my court case with the dump truck that hit me. I can't tell you, but it's one of the most bizarre things you will ever hear in a court case. And when it's over, I'll tell you guys. I even said, I called my father. I've called people, paralegals, all kinds of people in the business, like law. I go, have you ever fucking heard of something like this? They're like, nope. This is one of the most bizarre things in a twist. And it might eventually make the news. Now, they can make me sign an NDA or disclosure form, and I have a feeling that's what it's going to do. But my offer to them today was $50 million out of court, settled. So we'll see. And if they don't settle for that, I'm going to go after a bigger number. That's all I can tell you. So how's your guys' day going? My day started out pretty good. I had to go to Walmart and get a bunch of stuff for my uncle and bring it to him. I can't. Hey Gigi, who's your picture of today? I know you change it all the time. I can't see it. I see Stevie's hair. It's funny. Everyone's got like their icons and stuff. I was gonna put. I was gonna do my glam metal hippie mechanic. We could still do it. I wasn't dressed up for it though. The Velvet Hammer says, "You know when you're in town." I just got out of the shower. I didn't even brush my hair. The Velvet Hammer says, "When you wear hats like Slash, you gotta take the hair down." Look, Ma. What are those things called? Wobbleheads? Bobbleheads? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm tired. I went to my dad's. I drove 2 hours up, 2 hours back with the kid. Everything's good for me. They're settling on your lawsuit too. So here's the funny thing. What did they offer me at first? 15 grand out of 200,000. But I didn't know that I had other issues. And then I found out I had all those back problems. They should have settled for the 200 grand because now it's going to cost them millions upon millions of dollars. When that happens, I'm going to throw a big fucking party and you're all invited. We'll do a We'll find like a neutral place. We'll fly everybody in. Get Dave and Patrick. You guys can jam with them. We'll do like a free band camp. How about that? Fucking free band camp. Oh, the Schecter is unbelievable, dude. I got a white one too. These things. These are the old Jackson guys, and let me tell you, I've never ever owned a bad Jackson or a Schecter or a Charvel. Now some of the lower models don't appease me, but like mid to higher end, and I got some USA Charvels and Jacksons too, but they're put away. Yeah, I wish I could get what was taken from me too. My fucking back. Dude, you know, I broke down one time. I don't know if you saw it, mechanic, but I actually cried on the video because, my kid's 11. And I felt like a failure as a father. When you can't ride a bike or throw a ball and do the stuff with your kid that you want to be, because I'm a big kid at heart, and that got taken away from me. And now my kid suffers because I suffer, and that's not fair. They took away my right to heal properly from the first surgery, and it caused the second surgery. Yeah. Well, here's the problem for insurance companies now. The internet. And a lot of people hate insurance companies now because they see how what scumbags they are for like their small payouts and how they try to, you know, especially in Florida. What was my insurance before? Um, Something Farm, State Farm. When we had that big hurricane here, they bailed on Florida. Like, where'd all the for all those years of paying for house insurance, you don't have no money? Yeah, I spend a lot with him. Now, I let him be a kid and he plays, the video game things with his friends and stuff. But like, you know, we'll sleep together. Sometimes he sleeps with his mom, sometimes he sleeps with me cuz I sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? Because my back's so fucked up. But he'll come and sleep with me. He likes going out with me. Like when I go to places, he loved because I had a contract where I still had to do some shows, and he was about 5, maybe 6 when the contracts ended. And I showed some of those pictures where I was holding him on stage. Yeah, I'm with him all the time. He's my best friend. The one thing that my father told me when I had him, he said, I made a lot of mistakes with you. He goes, and you know what all the mistakes were. Raise him better than I raised you. And that was hard to hear from my father because he was such a tough son of a bitch. You know, and then I just saw him yesterday. He's getting there. He's old. He's 85. The weight's coming off. When you get to the end, the weight comes off and stuff. He still eats well, but and that's gonna be hard on. He loves Tristan. I probably in a day. I probably spend like on together with him probably like 8 to 12 hours a day. We talk, we draw. Yeah, he turned out a lot different. You know, that tough military cop guy. Now he's a sweetheart of a dad. And there was a time that we didn't talk because when the money started coming in, everybody in my fucking family got crazy, stupid, idiotic. That's a whole that's a week worth of live streams. But same with my sister. She lives 10 minutes from me. I haven't seen her in 11 years. But I'm probably gonna have to, even though it wasn't me, I'm probably gonna have to be the one to maybe go to her. Yeah, Stevie's heard him talk, like in conversation. Amir too, and Jerry. Yeah, he's gonna do really well. You were a great guy. I bet, mechanic. You're a fucking nice guy, bro. Everybody that comes on my page, everybody, all of you are super nice. I haven't met you, all of you in person. Some of you I talked to on a phone. You know, I have no problem going out to dinner, having a drink with any one of you guys or girls. You guys are cool. Again, you guys don't understand how much you helped me. It's almost like therapy in a way. It's weird. But the other thing why I came back after my accident, and part of that was so that he could go back on YouTube and find my videos and watch them. Yeah, Tristan's gonna do well in school. He's straight A's. He got straight A's and one B. He was upset. I said, "You can't win them all, boy." You're the only girl there. Yeah, but you're one of the group. You're like family. We're all family on this channel. We could talk about anything. I'm kind of like a girl. My pronouns are she, Jizzy. No. Oh my. I used to look like a girl with all the makeup on. I'll tell you I'll tell you guys a funny story. One of There were two cars that I first bought when I got money. One was a Corvette and the other was a 86 Mustang when they changed the body style. I had the Corvette and it was a 77 Stingray. And I had shorts on and I'm hairy. I used to shave, but I had shorts on and I was pumping gas and my hair was down. No makeup. It wasn't done. It was just down. And a carload of guys drove by, started whistling, and I yelled at them, "I'm a fucking dude!" And they were like, classic. It was the most funniest thing I ever saw. Flat cars. Oh, dude, I love jet skiing. Yeah, I have boats. We go out on the boat once in a while. He does love the beach and the boats. He's unsure what he wants to do. He's really good at drawing, but I try to push him into something. Hey, what's up, Tortured? I try to push him into like a federal judge or something like that. That way he can help people. I told him you got to fix what they broke. Oh, the hat. No, I had my regular hat on. I was gonna wear this, but I came on early because the weather here is really crappy, and even though I have a generator, the internet will go out. It's coming. I heard the thunder. And then, by the way, I'm back into the toaster. So, if you want to compare tones with the Kemper versus Kemper. No, not music. I want him to go. I want him to help people. So when he was really young, when we would walk up to like Walgreens or something, and there was a homeless guy and he wasn't begging, I would go inside and I would buy like $40 worth of stuff. Like I don't know, Gatorades, pretzels, and I would make him give the man the bag, and I would tell him to tell the homeless guy, "God bless you. People care about you and they pray for you." And then we would get back in the car and I would say, "How did that make you feel?" Like it's like a life lesson, because he's going to get, the way it's structured is he gets all the money at 40, but he'll have a trust where it matches whatever he makes. So like I try to teach him like life lessons, and he goes, "That felt really good to help somebody. Can we do it again?" I said, "No." I said, "Here's the problem. You can't give it all away. You can be generous, but you have to be careful who you give it to, and you got to know when it's right to give it to somebody." Hairdresser? I need a hairdresser. I cut my own hair. I dye my own hair good. So when my hair was blonde, I did my hair myself too, which sucked. You ever try to foil your own hair? Yeah, you can't help everyone, but you can help some people. The other thing is I tell them, don't take any shit. Somebody fucking messes with you, tell them, needed a nuts and punch to the throat. He wants to learn martial arts, but I don't think that's a good idea yet. Thank you. I used to have a lot more of it. It's fallen out. I used to have a lot of hair. Now it's getting thin. But like if I get out of the shower, this is what it looks like, just flat and straight. Yeah. And believe me, like I talked to my lawyer today and I told him, I said, David, there have been times I thought about coming in this room and ending it with the pain I'm in. I said, the only thing that keeps me going is my fucking kid. I go, I would give everything, all the hit records, all the fucking money, and live in a trailer if I could have my back and my stomach and live 30, 40 more years with him. Again, money, it's okay to have money and it's okay to have nice things, but it's just material. Yeah, I give a lot of money away. I have a charity and a foundation. I give a lot of money away every year. By law, you're only taxed 1.81, like almost 2%, 1.87%. That's what you're taxed. And then whatever income you have to only donate 10% of it. But like what happened today in my case, I think that's something that happened to me. It's a good thing. And I think, when you give, you get back without asking. Yeah, relationships as people are everything. That's why like I have like Pawn Shop Mike, he was on here the other night. I've known him for probably now 20, 25 years. And he's been over my house. And he always asked me what I did for work, but I never told him. I would joke about it. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe five, I told him what I did. And he was at the pawn shop. He started opening up all the CDs, looking for my name and pictures, which was funny. He asked me though. He said, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I said, "Because I don't want you to like me for what I have. I want you to like me for who I am. Like I'm not a snob. I'm not stuck up. I'm not. I can be an asshole at times for sure. If you're an asshole and rub me the wrong way, yeah, I can be the Tasmanian devil and clear a field in seconds. But that's a bad trait. But at the same time, you know, like if I go to a rock bar, I don't pull up in a fucking Lamborghini with my $700 fucking cowboy boots on. That shit's stupid. Do I have all that? Yeah. And it's fun to wear it out once in a while. It is, but special occasions. That's a good thing. He owed you 10. You said if I don't see you, pay it forward. That's a great thing, man. And Steven knows more about me than a lot of people. He's seen a lot of pictures and stuff, which I don't want to show because they're how would you say it, Stevie? People would think differently of me. Probably, right? Yeah. I'll tell you one funny thing I did when I had money. I was at Solid Gold in Miami, a strip bar, and I had VIP, and it was my table, and I had like 5 people with me. We were buying the bottles and everything. I probably spent 15 grand. Then Dennis Rodman walked in, and they kicked me off of my table, and they comped him. So I took about $1,000 and I threw it at him. I said, "Make sure you tip everybody, you cheap fuck." That was my asshole night. Dennis Rodman. You ever meet Dennis? Ask him about the guy who threw $1,000 at him at Solid Gold in Miami. You know, I just watched a video with him in an interview saying that he never wanted to be famous and this and that. Yet when I see him out in the fucking clubs like that, he was loving every minute of it. Another fake fuck. Yeah, there's one in Jacksonville too. Pure platinum, solid gold. Oh, Miami? Jesus. Miami's got some bad ones down there. I've been in them all. Jose Canseco, his wife's club. She has a strip bar down there too. That's funny. There's some bad ones in Miami though. I've been into the ghettos. You're probably like, what? I had friends that were poor. Pulling up into one of those fucking strip bars, bro. I'll tell you what. I had I had these puzzle pants on that were super tight, laced on the side. I had like a, a jean jacket with the sleeves cut off that was like all glitter. My hair was like 10 feet high, and I had these white boots that came up to my knees, and I walked into a black strip bar. You want to hear the record go, and everyone turn around? That shit happened. That was funny. But once you start throwing the money around, they don't care what color you are. Oh, Rodman? Yeah. He owned a golf club. I don't know if he still owns it, but him and a couple people own it's by here. There's a golf club. Yeah, Miami's got like Little Haiti, Little Havana. Yeah, I was one of the kind of guys I could mingle anywhere. I had fun wherever I went. I didn't give two shits. Dude, I I used to go to Georgetown and to the Bayou, Hammerjacks. Hammerjacks freaked me out the first time I went there because it's under the highways. It's all fucking black and dark and all these highways going over it. I'm like, I'm not going in there until I see somebody go in there. And then I was like, okay. Hammerjacks was a shit, man. That was one of my favorite places up there in Washington, Baltimore. Hammerjacks. The Bayou was cool too. I seen Sacred Right there. You remember Sacred Right? Oh, too bad I don't have no more. There's a drop in there. I get the one that I had in here is in my car. I was gonna give it to Dave at his gig. Yeah. That's exactly what it was like, man. I'll tell you, Baltimore was fucking crazy. I remember walking down the street with all the hookers, and they had the pimps with the fucking big hats and the fucking cheetah jackets and shit. Just like out of the fucking movies, man. Yeah, Kicks played there a lot. I've seen him there 2 or 3 times. So when I would get breaks off the tour, I would fly to some of the places that I liked. I loved like New York, and back in the day, New York was cool, you know. And then you had Baltimore and Georgetown over there. That was a great place. It was actually more fun than LA. LA was LA was LA was really weird when there were a lot of bands competing and all those girls out there and stuff. That was a weird time. I love Kicks. Cold Cold Shower. Oh my god, that's one of the best songs ever written. You know, sometimes I hear a song and I go, "Fuck, I wish I wrote that." Cold Shower by Kicks is one of them. They wrote some incredible fucking songs. Kicks was one of the best sounding bands live I ever heard. Who else? Who else was good live? Of course, me, but no. Tracks. I didn't say that. Um, who did I see? AC/DC was always great live. Soundgarden was great live. I saw them open up for Guns N' Roses. They blew fucking Guns N' Roses off the fucking stage. Oh, Baltimore, dude, that shit freaked me out, bro. I got out of the car and started walking, and the cops are sitting right there watching it all. I said to my buddy, I go, "This is for real? This ain't a movie, right? We're not on set." He goes, "No, this is how it is." He goes, "Dude, there must have been 50 prostitutes walking up and down the street. And there's like 2 or 3 pimps walking, and the cops were standing there." I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. I liked Bang Tango too. I really liked the sound Bang Tango had. I think that was based off of Kicks, to be honest. Kicks was one of those underrated bands that should have been bigger than they were. Striper sounded good live. I'm trying to think like the best sounding bands though. Dio sounded okay live. Dawkins sounded okay live. Rat sounded okay live. Um, Van Halen was okay live. has to be Kicks. Trying to think of all the bands I ever saw. Some of them I'm forgetting, you know, because there were so many. There was one band. I don't know what happened to them. They were called Sheer Threat. Two Asian brothers. One played bass and the other played guitar. That band was phenomenal, and they were that was a cover band, and they had some originals back in the 80s. Now here we used to have a lot of fighting going on. Saigon Kick and Marilyn Manson and stuff. Someone. Joe. Joe's got a cool voice. Just like you. Georgia Satellites were good live. Trying to think. Billy Idol was pretty good live too. Hey, what's up, Strummin? Billy Idol was pretty good too. Steve Stevens was amazing live. Now, I did see Michael Schenker. It was Macaulay Schenker, and Jeff Pilson was playing guitar, and it was an acoustic set. That shit was unreal. Tesla's pretty good live. I like Tesla too. Tesla's a good band. You know, coming out of the 70s, the gear wasn't as good as it is today. You know, it's all the digital stuff and the line array. Yeah, I seen Billy a couple times. I seen him in a like an arena, and then I saw him in like a 5,000 seater, and then I saw him like a small club. He was great. Oh, the Cult. The Cult live is fucking phenomenal too. I've never seen. You know who else was good too? But they suck as a show? The Cure. The Cure is amazing live, but is the most boring fucking band to watch. I fell asleep. Billy Idol was the blonde Elvis. I could see that. Fascination Street. Man, what a song that was. Someone. Yeah, tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Monday? I'll have to ask Rudy or Robert if it's okay if they tell me the name and I can say who it is. Who they got lined up. Have you guys watched the Roy Cathy video High Wire? Badlands High Wire? Man, that guy's fucking just good. Like, I don't know why Jake doesn't call Roy and just start fucking Badlands again. He sounds just like Gillen. Like, if I was Jake, I would fucking. Oh, yeah, the makeup. You know who I saw too, just like a week or two ago, was the Flock of Seagulls. God, they look horrible and sound like shit. Bop and Drop C. What's up, Vinny? Vinny was with me when I got the call when Sandra died from Expose. They called me. He was in the car with me. That was tough to hear. Oh my God, Ray Gillen from Badlands is one of my favorite singers. I must have saw Badlands 50 to 100 times. It seemed like wherever I was touring, they were like a city ahead or behind me. Hey, Van, I don't know if I can make that drive next week, man. I drove to my dad's. Man, I was hurting. I went and saw my dad yesterday with the kid. It was tough. I need a driver. Yeah, he sounds a lot like Ray Gillen. Like the closest thing to Ray Gillen, Roy Cathy. He, man, how is that guy? How is Roy Cathy not like one of the biggest vocalists out there? Like he could have taken the David Coverdale gig easy, and he's got charisma. He's seasoned. He knows how to work the crowd. Like I don't understand why they pick people the way they do. Lillian Axe, yeah, they're great. I used to listen to like a lot of bands like that. Lillian Axe, Leather Wolf. Black Lace was another one. I was one of those guys that went to. We had a place called Record Haven. They had all kinds of records of underground bands. That's how I got the Randy Rhoads record. I don't know if you can see it back there. No, the head's in the way. Yeah, that was a weird moment because she had a brain aneurysm on the side of the road and died alone. My worst fear, dying alone. I'd like I'd like to hold somebody's hand while I'm dying. I know that's kind of like a weird thing to say, but it would make me feel at ease. You know what I mean? Probably be hard on the other person, but you know, yeah, they didn't last very long. I don't, I've heard some people say they want to die during sex, but no, I don't, I don't want to come and go at the same moment. No, thank you. I like in your sleep is not bad. In your dreams, I pass away. No, I just heard some. I, see, I wish I could tell you guys certain things that I hear behind the scenes. Oh, London, yeah. I'm bound by code. There were a lot of great bands. Like, have you guys ever heard of Rock City Angels? Yeah, I wish. I wish my son was 16. I let him drive. I have one friend. I don't know if he would go with me though. I can ask him if I buy him steak dinners every night. So Rock City Angels is from here. That was Andy Panic and oh yeah, you were from here. Bobby Durango and Johnny Depp was in that band. And then my buddy Steve Oliverio played in that band as well. Andy Panic. Oh my god. Oh, Electric Angels. They were good too. What's that song they had? She's all hips and that was a great song. She's all lips and hips. Steal My Sunshine. Left and dropped D with death metal voice. Make it happen. Yeah. Vinny, I love you, brother. Yeah, I want to come up and see you bad. Yeah, Johnny can play. He's not the greatest guitar player, but he's a great rhythm player and he can play lead. That's what he did first. He was a musician before anything. I should have fucking went the route. No, I shouldn't have went the route. But like, see, he was a good-looking kid, so he got picked up and then started doing movies and sitcoms and whatever the fuck commercials and stuff. But he was, I never heard him write, so I don't know. He's probably better off going the route he did. You know, like hindsight for me, it's better I didn't get hired by Ozzy because I'd be broke. Walking my dog at 2 in the morning, getting shot in the hand. Oh my god. Steven Seagal. Yeah. Steven used to play before all that. You know, I get to see Steven Seagal when he was, I don't know, he was young. I saw him at the Golden Gloves doing an exhibition. He couldn't have been no more than 22. When I tell you, in the ring, when he was doing the demonstrations, he went full bore. And all I could see was a fucking head moving. I couldn't see his body. His arms and his legs were a blur. He can't do that. He can't fight like that now. But when he was young, he was very, very fast. Vinny can tell you. Vinny's a jiu-jitsu professor. Who is the guy that made him piss his pants? George. Hey, what's up, Lynchy? George. Man, it's hot in here. Feels like the air went out. What's up, brother? How's it over there? All good? Gene LaBelle, that's him. Gene LaBelle. Gene was such a fucking gorilla. Gene was like so unorthodox, just like grab you kind of guy. Oh, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to piss off Seagal. He still could fuck a lot of people up. Don't let his body fool you. He got heavy, but if he can get those arms going, that's a lot of weight behind one of those Aikido moves. I'd hate to get hit with that in the chest or throat. Hey, Vinny, who threw you in on that video? That was cool that they did that in slow mo. That was really cool. Those days are gone for me, brother. No more rolling. My back is fucked up. If I probably tried to kick someone waist high, it'd probably be in traction going to the emergency room. Yeah. Look at him. Look like Mr. Miyagi. Oh man, that's what they make guns for, right, Vinny? That's my broom. Yeah. No, I haven't talked to Terry in a little while. I think he's coming here next week. Not here, but he's gonna be in my area next week. Maybe even Orlando. I don't know. I'll have to call him. I haven't talked to him in a while. I talked to Gabe too about a week ago, the singer for Lynch Mob. Oh yeah? That's awesome. Man, I'm gonna tie my hair back. Wonder if it's the hat. Something's making me hot. do the How do you do the samurai, Vinny? See, can we do it? It won't stay though. Oh, that was your wife throwing you? Damn. Remind me when I see her. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Damn, Vinny. You taught her wrong. I wouldn't have been teaching her that shit, bro. Let me see if I can get my hat. Vinny, you taught your wife to kick your ass. Jesus, bro. Mark Torin. Mark is fucked up. Mark's been fucked up for a long time. He just, and I don't know what it is. He just isn't mentally right. There's something wrong with Mark Torin. There's something wrong with him. I don't know what it is, but something in him has snapped, and he's been that way for a while. He lived over here in Sarasota for a while. I don't know if he still lives there. Yeah, Mark. Well, he acts different now. He don't act the same way. I don't. Dye my hair blonde. I don't know what would happen to my hair if I dyed it blonde again. Probably just break off. How about that Bon Jovi, man? You give he could, man. I don't even. To be honest, I don't even feel bad for him. He had a long career. He blew his own voice out, but I just wish some of these guys would go out gracefully. It's like even Mark. You know, him grinding his hips. What is he, 60? Bro, stop it, man. That's like, it's not even funny anymore. It's just disgusting. The tight pants and stuff, if you're still built to wear it, that's okay. Just don't grind your hips, bro. It's like David Lee Roth. You're fucking almost 80, bro. Stop grinding your hips. You're not that sexy fucking young guy no more. John's still built good though. Yeah. That's what happens when you do 300 shows a year. Blow your vocal cord out. Yeah. And he's still in good shape, so he could have still did the tour. It's just his vocal cord. Yeah, Steve Perry made a great exit. Absolutely. And with all the money offers and everything to come back in, he said no. Brett Michaels, he was hospitalized. Did CC get to him? No. Let's see what it says. Let's see. Do you know what happened to him? He gets dehydrated a lot. Oh, a kidney stone. He had a fucking kidney stone. Yeah, all that alcohol in those issues. He had a kidney stone. No, he's in the hospital. He had emergency surgery for a kidney stone. Those things suck. What's up, Michael? Man, we were so close, brother. Yeah, he could get Richie back. Richie can sing all those songs. Oh, we hear the thunder? Oh, that's big. Yeah, John canceled his tour too. His voice is shot. You know, or they could do the geriatric tour. They could have David Lee Roth, Don Dokken, all the guys that can't sing no more. They just put them all, have a house band. They all get to sing one song. Into the fire, I fallen into the fire. And then you got David Lee Roth singing so fucking high. Like I think his ears are shot. I'm like, dude, you never sang that high. You're not Sammy Hagar. Yeah, yeah. Bon Jovi always put on a great show. So did David Lee Roth. Geriatric. Geri. Corey Feldman on guitar. Oh, Extreme, yeah. Sponsored by Metaler. Oh my god. And does anyone know what happened to Dee Snider? Why did he bail on Twisted Sister? Like I knew he bailed, but like I don't think no one ever told me what happened to him. Like I never read anything about him. Does it say Twisted Sister? Whatever happened with Sebastian? Did they do any tours yet with him? Oh, he's got arthritis and heart issues. Yeah, just like me. All the cocaine. Case solved. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. He's got heart conditions and arthritis. He's not gonna take it anymore. He's gonna take the money though, because that's gonna be a weird situation. How do you pay Sebastian? Because Twisted Sister's not a big draw anymore. They're still pretty big, but like do you give them a performance royalty, or do you give them a flat fee for show? Yeah, I'm not gonna stay on too long either because the rain's coming in. We got some huge storms coming in, and I don't want anything to get messed up, so I unplug everything. At least that's what my father used to tell me what to do. The Widowmaker. Night Ranger still sounds pretty good. Stick sounds amazing. Good, good. That's another band that sounds good today. Tommy Shaw kills it. We're not gonna take it. Did I ever play it? No, I played. I wanna rock. I played that one. What was the other one? The old one, something knife. Oh yeah, dude. When I left my dad's, I caught there were some big storms coming in. On my way back, I must have saw 3 or 4 cars with no other cars involved run off the side of the road, like spinning out. Like I guess they were changing lanes, and it was weird. One of them was a Tesla, and he was so far down in there, he was actually in the trees. That's like a good 100 feet. I couldn't believe, like the amount of cars, like it was just stupid. I'm still tired from that. Drove up, drove back, hung out for a couple hours. I said, "Let me come on," because if I laid down, I wouldn't have got back up either. Because the storms are coming in, I would have been out like a baby. When the lightning crashes. That's a good band too. I alone love you. I. The Keeney's Juice. Possum Kingdom. They were good too. I was just talking to a friend of mine. I said, dude, I love all kinds of bands. I love all bands. The new stuff, Avenged Sevenfold to Sacred Reich to Beastie Boys to Suicidal Tendencies. Yeah, that's all the crack. He dropped his gun, burned his hand. The gun dropped and fired, and shot himself in the hand. Why was I on crack? Who walks their fucking dog at 2:30 in the morning? Not me. Sorry, Jake. I had to throw you under the bus for that one. You know what baffles me about him is he cried and cried about Sharon and Ozzy ripping him off, and then he showed up at the Ozzy thing. I wonder if they paid him or how much. Because if I was in a band and you ripped me off, I'm not fucking helping you out. Jake, he got shot in the hand. Said he got robbed. It was a drug deal that went bad. Everybody knows out there in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. He was buying crack. He had a meth habit too, meth and crack. I don't know which one he was buying. It was like 2:30 in the morning. Said he was walking his dog. He got robbed and shot in his left hand. I don't know why people just don't be honest. Been on drugs for a long time. Got hooked on it. I was out there. I shouldn't have been out there. Good lesson for you kids. Stay away from fucking drugs. You won't get your hand shot. A lot of those guys get messed up. Oni's really fucked up. I'm not gonna take it. Man, those are gonna be some big storms. I'm probably gonna take off in a minute because it's getting closer. Yeah. You know what the problem with the walking the dog thing is? He doesn't have a dog. He's only got 2 Siamese cats. No, I'm just my full name, just like yours, Diamond Davy. I don't give out my full name. Now let me ask you, no disrespect. Why would I give my full name out so people can come to my house with an 11-year-old kid? Did you not think about that? I want to see what Diamond Davy says. Because I see a lot of YouTubers say a lot of, no offense, stupid shit. If you have money, why would you give your full name out so everyone can look you up? If I had 1 million subscribers, I get 3,000 subscribers. I do not know every fucking guy in here. I played for a lot of bands. But here's the thing. Out of the 3,000 people, how many of them could be batshit crazy, bro? I played with lots of bands, from Rat, Quiet Riot to Expose, Beyonce, Tom Jones, Celine Dion. Take your pick. I just showed pictures of me and Rick Springfield on here, and me and what's the other guy? Daughtry. They're hard to see, but I used to fill in for people when they come here, or fill in for people out on the road. I don't do that no more. You know when I stopped doing that, to be honest? When Dime got shot. Marine Snipe, known as the Reaper, had someone show up at his house. Yeah. Diamond Davy, how old are you? I'm going to guess you're Zach, is it what I'm going to guess. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and, and let you answer how old you are. Because if you ask somebody that and you're an adult, you should be more careful about what you ask people and what you say to people. Because that's not very smart to ask. Because let's say you were worth, say, $500 million. Okay, you're 62. Let's say you're worth $500 million. You got an 11-year-old kid. And somebody asked you to put your full name. You might as well put your fucking address and phone number up there too. Do you think that's a smart idea? So why would you ask that? I'm just curious. Like, you're an adult. What would make you think to ask that? Just out of curiosity. Now I know that there's lots of adults in this world, and some of them aren't smart. Some of them are very smart. But I'm just curious. Why would you, if you were in my shoes? Why? YouTube. Why wouldn't you have a YouTube channel? You can have a YouTube channel. I'm a fucking human being like everybody else. I want to live a regular fucking life also. I'm not gonna hide in my fucking house because I got money, but I'm not gonna give my name out. Just because I got money when I'm in fucking Winn Dixie, I don't yell, groceries are on me, everybody. You know what I mean? You gotta be smarter than that, Davey. Well, most of, if I didn't have a kid, I would. But he's 11. I don't need someone going after him for fucking ransom. See, that like made no sense to me. Why I wouldn't have a YouTube channel? Why? You gonna fucking run and hide? What are you gonna do all day? Sit in front of your TV, smoke weed, get fat? What are you gonna do? I played with everybody. I'm a GIT kid. I went to school with all the shredders. I also was the guitar player that Sharon Osbourne wanted, but I was fucking 16 and my father wouldn't sign the paper. Yeah, my kid's everything to me. I was just talking about him earlier. I feel like a failure as a father after the surgeries. I can't fucking ride bikes with him. I can't throw a fucking ball. I can't wrestle with him. I can't go for walks with him. I can, that's hard because he suffers because of what happened to me. So the only thing left I got is my personal relationship with him and teaching him. You know what I mean? I don't, and here's the thing, I don't mind telling everybody stories and even saying who I've played with, you know, or helping people. How can I say this? Because just as much as I learn from you guys learn from me. It's kind of like a mutual thing. I learn in a different way with you guys. It's conversation. It's human interaction. It's being social. Just because I made money and I want to be private doesn't mean I can't talk to you guys as a human being. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. It really is. And you don't have to look me up. You can look at the videos, bro. Diamond Davy can go look at all the videos. Yeah, just comes on here and asks. He didn't even hear me play, did he? I haven't even played anything. He sees all the guitars. So he's assuming I played for somebody? Nah, I think that's Zach. I really do. Because why would somebody come on here without hearing me play unless he saw the other channels and watched me play? But I mean, he could have saw the Beast thing. He could have saw with Patrick or Terry. I mean, he could have seen anything. Play? What do you want me to play? I got 400 videos on here. You can watch any of the other videos. Yeah. Can be lonely at the top. You saw a few videos? Did you like the videos? You saw I can play then. So what more do you care about? Doesn't matter who I played with, as long as you can learn something from my videos. Something about being a human, something about talking about normal stuff, something about playing, some theory. It's all good. You don't need to know my name. Oh, yeah. I bet that sounds great. The Tone Zone and Norton. Nice. And if you aren't Zach, no disrespect to you, you know. But if you saw a few videos, you know I can play. It doesn't matter who I am. The idea behind the channel is to help you guys, to help everybody. She's very comfortable. Tell you a story? Oh, man. What kind of story do you want to hear? Let's see. Let me think of a good one. I got a good one for you. Because we all look alike back in the day. I think he's done. There was a place called the Button South here in North Miami. And Skid Row was at New River recording their album with my buddy Mark. And I guess somebody had told the people that Skid Row was going to show up. And there was a guitar player named Steve, and he played with Malevolent Creation. He looked just like Sebastian, but he wasn't as tall. And when we walked up, he went to pay. And I go, "What are you doing, bro?" And he looked at me like, "What do you mean?" And I go, "We're Skid Row." And they go, "Oh, we're so sorry. You guys look all alike. Come on in." And then they showed up like 10 minutes later. There you go. That's a funny story. It got better. So I sat at a bar where my buddy Jerry, he worked at Summers on the Beach. I was friends with him. And it was like a little section, like big private bar. And he goes, Sebastian walked up and he's pulling like wadded money out. And I go, "Jerry, you gonna make him pay for that?" And he goes, "Fuck yeah." I go, "What about me?" He goes, "Absolutely not." I go, "I guess I'll have 3 of what he's having." Then the drummer walked up and he had a Skid Row jacket on. And I think fucked up. I looked at his jacket and I go, "You know what that spells backwards, right?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Skid Row. You know what that is backwards? We're dicks." I never seen 2 guys get so mad and so fast. That was like within a 30-minute span. Boy, those were the days. Oh, you had a shit moment in Florida? Wow, what happened, bro? A George Lynch story? Well, George doesn't have a great personality. So, I was with Oni and my friend Eddie Aronofsky. He goes by Eddie Law. And Anthony. And we took him to the whiskey. And a girl was trying to talk to George. Wanted to go home with him. But George couldn't comprehend it. So Eddie had to get involved and get him laid. There's your George story. Oh my God. Poor George. George. He's coming back too, I think. I can't read that. What does it say? www.hw.com. What? Oh, you'll email me? All right. The Riff what? Band Life? What is that? Who's that by? One Band Life? I don't know what that is. I could play one of my songs. Here you go. You'll like this one. He likes cake. White cake.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy.
corporate greed, everything that goes on.
There you go. 18 in Life. Did I play that one? No, what songs did I play by them? I played... What's the name of that one? What's that one? What one is that? My best Van Halen lick? Van Halen's got a lot of licks. What's up, Gene? What's that, Skid Row? Sweet little lady, want another cigarette. Nasty, nasty habit. I played that one. And what's the other one? What's that? Oh, and I Remember You. My best Van Halen lick. Is there? Does Van Halen have a best Van Halen lick? Let me think about this. No, I didn't get it yet. It's coming in, I think, Monday or Tuesday. I think they said the 28th. What is? Does Eddie have a best Van Halen lick? That's like asking him what's the best song you ever wrote. I don't know. Mean Street? The riff or the lick, though? That part or that part? I think the solo is cool. I think the solo is probably the coolest thing. I know lots of stuff. You go watch all the videos, bro. Here's one that you'll never be able to play. You can play that. You can do the string skipping. You can do all kinds of stuff. Panama's good too. Yeah. I like when he goes, when you get to there and you go, you do the Randy Rhoads thing on it. Everybody wants them. Yeah, Mean Street's really good. I mean, Unchained's good too. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like hard to pick out. Eddie's got lots of great stuff. You know, as far as licks, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Little guitars. There's all kinds of stuff. That's a great song. I forgot how to play that, Symphony of Destruction. I haven't played covers in probably, well, I shouldn't say that. Hairband covers I played, but I haven't really played covers in a long time. You know, just the basic stuff. That stuff, the Rat, all that kind of stuff, the regular kind of stuff. Michael Romero's badass. He's got, his legato's ridiculous. I like Michael's good. His legato is really good though, Michael Romero. I don't have legato like him. His is so fluid and clean. This? No, it's Walt Disney. Walt Disney. You know, like again, I don't know if there's like, even in Eruption, man, you still have that. You got that part. You got that part. There's all kinds of crazy licks that Eddie did. I don't think he has one great lick. I think they're all great. That's my answer. They're all great. I don't think I ever heard a solo that Eddie did or a lick that I never liked. I don't think he ever played a bad lick. Can't tell if it's raining. Sounds like it's pouring. $800 per child. I'm back to school. Dude, the back to school stuff is out of control. It's out of control. I think they raised the prices right before kids got to shop. You know what I mean? His sneakers on sale were $80. His backpack is $150. Yeah. I mean, Eddie was just Eddie. I don't think, there's nothing he ever played. Even Big Bad William, Sweet William Now, or whatever the fuck that song, Big Bad. Like, I even like that. Numbering charts are the best way to go. That's the easiest way to play with the numbering charts. That's what I did when I would fill in with bands. I had a teleprompter, and I'd have my notes, and I'd have my charts. Play some Corey Feldman. He's too fucking good, man. Did smoking come between you and your band, mate? Huh? What's up, mashed taters? Steve Lukather played on there. Steve's a beast. Nah, they won't. Sammy. I hate to say it, but Sammy's just as bad as Dave with the ego thing. Did I miss something? Seeing Scott saying, did smoking come between you and your bandmates? Yeah, Charvel died, Wayne. How am I reading the comments? Oh, I got my laptop, I got my phone streaming, and then I got another pad above me. Yes. Yeah, I'm using 3. I missed something with the Diamond Davy thing and Baby Bird. Yeah, I'm using 3 devices. I got my laptop because it's got a lot of lag in. Then my what's he saying? He's Diamond Dave. He's the real Diamond Dave. Diamond Davey, are you saying you're the real Diamond Dave? Because I can ask you a question right now. Oh, okay. There's only 2 people that I know the answer, him and me. Yes, I've hung out with the real Diamond Dave. I've also hung out with Eddie. Hey, what's up, RF? So I got my laptop here, and then my phone, and then I got. It's not an iPad. It's like an iPad, but I don't know what the fuck you call it. And then my iPad's over here. So I actually have 4 because I look stuff up over here. But I have a like an iPad laptop in that. Sammy Sapphire. Wait, I'm confused now. Is Diamond Davey saying he's the real David Lee Roth? Well, I can look stuff up with the tablet because and then with my tablet because it's connected to my phone, I can get my mail, my text. Diamond Davey. I'm still waiting. Are you saying you're the real David Lee Roth? Just put no, I'm not, or yes, I am. That way I know who you're answering. Because now I'm confused. Well, I got my Tascam, I got my Soundcraft board, and I got a Scarlett going into my iPhone, and I have a mic stand with all kinds of gadgets holding them all up. Oh, okay. I was confused by a lot of stuff because I would have asked you for the last 2 codes to your house to get into your gate because I know them. I was lost. You were talking to a bunch of different people at the same time, so I got confused. I got lost. Was it 5? Lost in the middle. Greg Martin? I don't know a lot about him. I've heard his name mentioned a few times, but I don't know a lot about them. The band. No, I don't know him. I shouldn't say I don't know him because he lived with Paul and he played bass on Paul's stuff at one point. I met him back then. I also met him. Um, what was the band he was in? Was it Paris? Then he moved out to LA. I didn't go to school with him. Let's put it that way. But one of my friends, he works at Guitar Center in Orlando, Winter Garden actually. His dad manages Steel Panther. I don't know if I could do a video of how I do the live streams. I don't know what would happen when I start moving that. Sometimes when I move that, it fucking cuts me. I cut myself because on the app, because I'm using Restream, there's so many things on the screen. Like if you accidentally hit something, like you can go, no, only Trump himself and Melania. I met Melania, but she wasn't allowed to speak. Listen, Trump is a nice guy, but I will tell you he's a control freak. She wasn't allowed off the cart and she wasn't allowed to talk to no men. that's all I'm going to say. My lawyer David Brill's in Washington. He flew out this morning. And his contact used to be Lindsey Graham. He's trying to get a bill passed. The guitar? That's a Schecter. Shred Valley. Superstitious? Alright, I'll check it out. Yeah, Barron, I don't, like, I've never seen any of his kids, Trump's kids. But most of the time that I met Trump, it was at the golf course. He really didn't tell any jokes, but he curses a lot. He curses like a fucking truck driver, man. Like I was kind of surprised how much he curses. He as much as me. Yeah, it's a nice looking. Chris Hart. Who's the guitar hero of this new generation? John Mayer? No. I don't know if I'm still subscribed to him, but I've talked to him like on his channel. The Velvet Hammer says. I told him to knock that off so he doesn't do it no more. I guess because I made fun of him for doing it. I came on with my glasses, the real Ray-Bans from the 80s and stuff. The Velvet Hammer says. Why does my Velvet Hammer sound like Jim Carrey? The Velvet Hammer says. Then who's the guitar hero of this new generation? They don't have one. They're all too fucking lazy to learn fucking scales and I don't know. If I was to say, it'd probably be Tim Henson. Probably the closest thing to like the newer kids is Tim Henson, really. I mean, who else is there? Sammy Albania? Sammy Albana? Is he yeah, I don't really like Tim Henson, but I mean thinking about guitar players with signature guitars that are around, it's either him or Teabags. What am I gonna say? Yeah, I don't like Tim Henson. But like I mean who's out there? I mean, there's a lot of guitar players out there, Michael Romero, and I mean, there's all kinds of guitar players out there. But of this generation, like if you're asking me John Mayer, I don't like John Mayer. I don't think he's that good of a guitar player. He's done everything that everyone else has done. Now, I know he doesn't write all his own songs either. Yeah, I'm not a big Henson fan either. Now, the Sammy guy, who is he? Is he doing instrumental music or is he playing with a band? Wings of Steel? So, Gene, this is why I have this. Wings of Steel. Let's see. Are they on YouTube? Let's take a look. Any videos? There's one. We Rise. This video is unavailable. What? Wings of Time. I can hear the song now. Let me see. Wings of Steel. Should I start with the vocals already? Yeah! It's Queensryche 2.0. So I'd have to say no. If you copy another guy like Yngwie and you're not original and the singer's trying to sing like Jeff Tate, you're riding on the roll. That's not for me. There's no originality there for me. I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't like it. Sounds like Dio. Yeah. It's progressive metal, but you know, like when Dream Theater came out, they didn't sound like Yngwie or Queensryche. You know what I mean? You got to be original, or you're not going to be at the forefront. You have to do something different and stand out from the others. Kind of like John Mayer. How many times do I got to hear those licks? You know what I mean? Deal with Sabbath wasn't for you either. I like some of it. I liked Heaven and Hell. I liked Mob Rules, and I liked Neon Nights. There were certain songs that sounded good. Yeah, but who cares? That doesn't sell records, bro. I hate to bust your bubble. Paul Gilbert's still playing clubs. I retired in 1997. No offense. You know what I mean? It's not about technique. If you're in the music industry, the whole idea behind the music industry is to make the most fucking money that you can, get in and get out. Because you don't know how long you're going to be in the music industry. You don't know how fast it's going to change. You need one fucking hit song and a hit record. One hit record and then you're gone. Yeah, because they're not original. I broke a Beatles record with Expose. I had one number one and three top tens. I was the only one besides somebody else that broke a Beatles record. I was the first to do it. Why? They said we've created freestyle. No one was doing what I did in Expose. But why did it come out like that? Because I was a shred metal guitar player and playing fucking dance music and didn't know how to write on the guitar, so I went back to what I grew up with, keyboards. No, the producers don't write. I don't know what you mean by that. It depends what you count as successful. I mean, when you're Queensryche and your fucking label goes belly up, EMI, and goes bankrupt, that's not successful. The band is. But then you got to argue what they're also ones that made the decision to sign with EMI. I mean, Billy Squire, he did pretty good until he listened to the labels. He didn't win the ballot game. Yeah, it depends. You have to get in and get out. There's no guarantee that you're going to write another hit song. There's no guarantee that that label doesn't drop you. There's no guarantee that the label's there next year. You got to get in and get out. And if you're in the business to make money, this isn't about artistry. I hate to tell you guys. Atlantic and Geffen want to see a return on what they put into you, or you're gone. It's a business, and that's why people fail. They don't look at it as a business. I'm an artist. They don't give a fuck. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. Do you know how many A&R people passed over Katy Perry? 27 times. Why? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're not songwriters. They don't know what the people want to hear. What they know about is sending you money and making a return. It's not about the party either. The party comes from the residuals. You can have all the fucking parties you want, but if you ain't fucking selling records, there ain't nothing to celebrate. You know, let me tell you a story about Van Halen. You know that they fought with Landy on every fucking album, and they fought with Ted Templeman on every fucking album. Every album. They fought and fought and fought. And Eddie says, I know what people want to hear. Let me do my thing. And they fought tooth and nail that he wouldn't. He fought tooth and nail that he would. And Van Halen became one of the most successful bands ever. And Eddie didn't bow down. He fought with them. So here you go. One of the most successful bands out there, and they're trying to tell you what they want and what they know. So I'll tell you a funny story. Probably a couple years ago, Eric brought me back to see George Lynch. I hadn't seen George in 27 years. They brought me up into the green room, and he's looking at me. I go, it's Chris. And he's looking at me. He goes, you look familiar, but I can't. I go, I had blonde hair. I'll show you the pictures. I said I retired in 97. George Lynch from Dokken. Lynch Mob looks at me and goes, what do you mean you retired? I retired, George, with $500 million fucking dollars while you struggle and you play clubs. Of course, that's why he's dead, fighting with record executives. That's why Michael Jackson's dead. That's why Prince is dead. You can't fuck with the system, bro. You start fucking with the system and you buck them, they're gonna buck back 10 times harder. That's why I got out of the band thing and I just wrote for people. And I did NDAs, took my money, and out. Pay me, and I'm gone. Pay me, I'm gone. I don't want to fucking keep contact. How many units did you sell? How many did? No, I just pay me for the fucking song. I'll sign the NDA. I'm fucking gone. You pay me my 15 grand. You pay me my $100,000. You pay me this. I'm gone. I don't give a fuck about the label. I'm not fighting with them. I don't give a shit about the labels. They're evil. And I'm still with Atlantic Records. They're evil. Yeah, they'll fuck you up. When money's involved, that's big business. You'll stay a hobbyist. Well, that's what happened with Michael Jackson when he bought the Beatles catalog and stuff, and then he merged Sony into AVT, and then he ended up owning half of fucking Sony's publishing with all the artists. You're talking billions of dollars he just stole. You'd think they were happy about that? No, no way. Chester Pennington. Yeah, Chris Cornell. That shit. That's the way it is. Yep. Just as fast as the hair bands came in, they pushed them right out. Who pushed them out? Well, they weren't paying the record labels to promote the music no more. So those get thrown in the can. That's how easy and fast that goes. Now we don't want them no more. We're not paying for that. It's all about business. Then here comes Beyonce. Wants to play country music. Nope, you're not coming in here. How about 20 million? You step right in. That's how it works. Taylor Swift. Where's Daddy? Daddy, you need to give Scott $100 million to start a record label, and then I'll sign. That's how it is. Hate to say it like that. Now, you can make it. I'm the exception of the rule. Because the Velvet Hammer says so. Time is it? 5:30? It's almost dinner time. Yeah. And listen, and all these guys that were young, they made all bad deals. All they saw was fame. They didn't realize what they were signing. You know, fucking Quiet Riot didn't even own the fucking band name till later on, after Mental Health. They got Paul Shortino into the band. He had the other 50 grand. And then Frankie had 50 grand or something like that. So they put up the money. They bought the name back. And then Frankie eventually bought the name back from Paul. That's the only reason why Paul Shortino was in that band, because he had money. You know, look at Dana Strum. Worth probably $200 million. What did he say back to me? He goes, how did you do that? I said, I played dance music. While you're playing fucking hairband shit, my stuff's in every fucking club, every subway, every fucking dentist office, every fucking mall. You write for the masses. Yeah, I gotta run too. Peace, love, and barbecue. All right, everybody, let me take off because it's pouring out here and I gotta go eat dinner. My cereal's getting soggy. But I'll come back on Tuesday, probably 8 p.m. Back to the regular scheduled times. Any last questions? Every hockey game here? Nice. Skip Taco Bell. No, I got seafood salad. Seafood salad. Yeah, man, thanks for coming and hanging out. Oh, the Charvel. I'll have that next week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday. I think they said the 28th. I'll check. And I know the Black Star thing comes in on the 8th. So I have one next week and then the one week after. So I'll try to bring those. We'll see. Hopefully it's here by Tuesday, then I can put it in the stream. All right, everybody, let me take off, get something to eat. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I don't know. Yeah, man, you too. All right, everybody, peace out.